Hi Scorpio, I'm going to be doing your reading. I did a pre-shuffle, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. When I sat down or started gearing up to do your reading, I kind of got a very nauseous, nervous, anxious feeling. Like my mood just kind of like switched. And I kind of wondered if I even should do a reading there for a little bit, but I do know that it came about around the time that I was going to start this reading, so I don't know if that's going to have anything to do with what comes out. We have Evolution at the bottom of the deck after I did my pre-shuffle. It's a storm card. So, transformation, lots of change, transformation of the self. You yourself are transforming, and there's also a lot of change going on around you. So we have the storm card underneath that. Hold on to your pants. Don't let your pants fall off. Sorry, I want to burn some Palo Santo because I don't know. I don't like how on edge I feel. I feel annoyed, anxious, overwhelmed a little bit. Okay. All right, what does Scorpio need to hear? Please give me the ability to channel effectively, regardless of this feeling. What does Scorpio need to hear? What does Scorpio need to know? Thank you. Evolution back at the bottom of the deck along with the storm card. It's quite cold in my house. A lot of crown chakra. Higher self. Wind. This is the wind element, which, like I said, has to do with the crown chakra. And then we have another storm card, initiation. Excuse me. We have Winter's Throne at the bottom of the deck. I can't really remember what that card speaks of at the moment. There's a lot of duality going on in this card, though, for sure. The only thing that I'm not seeing a balance of is the owl. There's only one owl. Everything else is balanced. It's got two of it. I like to see owls, but also I feel like owls mean transformation. I think a little bit of hard-earned wisdom. Like it's not easy when you see an owl. come through as a, sort of like a guide or omen or sign. Okay. What does Scorpio need to see, hear, know, independence? Oak endures. Don't mind me. It's a very fighty card. A lot of violence. The gift. That landed way over here. Okay. I might have to go check my heat real quick. See where it's at. We have the sun at the bottom of the deck from my pre-shuffle. What you learn when you see things clearly. Things being revealed. Okay. What does Scorpio need to know? The Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. When I see this card, the Hierophant, and I don't know how easy it is going to be able to see that. It almost looks like his head is the world. Using your knowledge to bring the end of a cycle. Using what you've learned in the past to bring the end of a cycle or a new beginning. We will read all of this because I'm struggling to kind of piece it together. So we're going to go ahead and read, and then whatever pops up for me. I'm just seeing a lot about strength. Seeing the gift in this hard time. Hard times are for growth. Hard times make you stronger. They show you who it is that you want to be, and they make you strive to be it. And even though they're hard times, they are something to be grateful for. It's hard, but Your future self will appreciate everything that you've gone through. All right, so let's go back through everything. We got the higher self. Being as I am seeing the crown chakra highlighted, there could be a need to release attachments to outcomes, people, places, or things. When we become too attached to things being a certain way or having certain people in our lives, we don't allow things in our life to flow. Okay. Initiation. Hard times and upheaval are also for your highest good, even if it doesn't seem like it. You have stepping away and independence. This card speaks about being too close to something. Detaching, releasing your need for control around the situation, which has to do with releasing your attachment to it. You had Oak Endures at the bottom of the deck. Seeing this time through, committing to what you said you were going to do and giving your all at it. And then we got the Eight of Spheres, the Three of Spheres. And these were kind of turned sideways, so sometimes when that happens, I kind of like to see them as like an underline, like a reminder. That even through this hard time, it's important to stay grounded, find gratitude for even the most difficult things. Be grateful for being here. Be grateful for being brought here. For what the universe is trying to teach you and the way that the universe is showing up for you. Easier said than done. Sometimes I like to thank the universe even when I am just filled with sadness and anxiety. Thank you for opening my eyes to what I needed to see. Thank you for teaching me what I needed to know. And thank you for showing me who I wanted to be. Or who I want to be. It's really hard to be thankful for the actual difficult situation, but being thankful for the bigger picture of it all. Then we have the Six of Wands. I see this as victory through strength, public victory through strength. And the Knight of Cups. In the book, it says, the Knight something about the elixir or the cure being taken to where it's needed. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out for. I'm having a really hard time connecting to this and feeling it. Is there anything else Scorpio needs to know? The Ace of Cups. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Crystal Ally. I had originally been trying to interpret these more intuitively, but I am struggling right now. I need to do a bit of reading in order to really connect to what they're trying to say. Okay, evolution. I actually want to read the meaning of storm and wind to you, since those are the only two cards that you have, and they are going to hold some significance for you. So I'm going to read the storm element card meaning first, and then I'll get into the actual cards themselves. 239. I'll try to make it as short and sweet as possible. When storm whirls through your cards, you are being blessed with a time of great change and growth. The growth that storm brings is rarely easy. Ego-based beliefs and ideas may be shattered. Old beliefs that were held dear may become empty of meaning, but this difficult cleansing of obsolete energies is crucial to gaining new levels of deeper understanding and growth. Storm is calling you to stretch out your arms to the sky and invoke the powers of lightning, rain, wind, and earth. In doing so, you will begin your initiation into the deeper mysteries of your life. Yeah, this isn't, whatever you're going through right now isn't easy by any means. It's going to be very important for you to stay grounded and kind of keep your eye on your goals. Pain can be very distracting, especially if you try to hold on to old ways of being, old ways of distracting yourself, trying to not feel that pain. It's going to be very important for you to embrace it and see it as a gift in the best way that you know how. If you choose to, of course, you don't have to, but if you are looking to change your life and allow change to really take place, be thankful for the lightning and the rain and the clouds and the wind. Anyway, let's move on to evolution. 247. When Herderite appears as your ally, you are being asked to acknowledge your part in the total evolution of humanity at this time in history. Your choices and actions are like a drop in a pool, its ripples affecting everything else around it. Are your current motions, your thoughts and actions, moving you toward a higher state of evolution, or are they ripples of past ways of being that need to be reformed or removed before you can experience your life on a higher level? As with any storm element card, Herderite heralds a time of great change, when Herderite appears, it is telling you that this particular time of change is greatly directed by the thoughts and actions that you take. You know in your heart the direction Spirit is asking you to move in. If you accept Spirit's guidance, your actions will cause ripples in the entire fabric of humanity, moving the spiritual evolution of us all forward a step. I allow my physical self to align with my higher self now. And that's what higher self is even asking you to do. Getting grounded, working through your fear. Now, I'm not saying that it's possible to get rid of your fear. You're going to feel it anyway. But being grounded and releasing your need for certain outcomes, clearing this crown chakra, will and finding gratitude for even the most difficult things that are going on in your life. Finding gratitude for the change that is happening in your life, no matter how much it feels like it's ripping you to pieces. Will help you connect to your higher self and know what moves to make. If that's what you're wanting, of course. You absolutely don't have to. Being okay with being ripped to shreds emotionally. Being okay with stepping into the unknown, no matter how scary it is. Or how much it hurts. Or how unsafe it feels. Is going to be the thing that allows you to change your life. And I feel like I'm getting just a little bit repetitive. And it's not easy. It's not easy battling those feelings of unsafety. Those feelings can certainly be a prison, and it takes a lot to be able to break out of that. I know. So just keep doing the best that you can. I want to also highlight the importance of compassion for yourself. You're only human. It's not easy to go through change. It's not easy to go up against everything you've always known. It's not easy to step out of comfort by any means. And it won't make it easier if you're mean to yourself. Okay? Okay. As with any storm element card, oh, I think I read this part. Sorry. We're going to go ahead and move on to the wind element. We're going to read that real quick. It is the second card that came out with higher self, but I want to read it first before we get into the higher self card. And then we have to go back to storm and read initiation, so it's fine. And I'm talking too much. The element of wind has blown into your cards today to remind you to listen to the voices of spirit that are speaking. Spirit beings, angels, and your own higher self can all utilize wind energy to carry messages to you. When you quiet yourself and concentrate on the breath of the wind within you, you open yourself to the guidance of these higher beings. Wind may be indicating that you need to view the current situation through the higher chakras of the third eye and crown. Perhaps you need to use your mental energies in order to work out a problem. Or maybe you are being asked to open your intuition to receive an answer or new direction from the spirit world. The energy of wind may be telling you to use your head in the current situation. When the power of wind is invoked, you are being assured of a renewed clarity of thought and an increased ability to use your mental abilities to affect change. Take some time to invite the power of wind into your life. Sit outside, breathe the wind into your body, utilize the power of deep breathing and to create clarity and enhance your connection to the subtle realms. Wind is calling upon you to listen to its voice within your deepest self. Moving into the mind in a situation like this, one that feels so unknown and scary, will help you see the bigger picture of everything that's going on around you. The chakras that great change like this affect the most are the lower ones, which is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, and probably a little bit of the heart. More than likely the heart. But for sure, the lower three, the root, the sacral, and the solar. Those three chakras are blocked by fear, guilt, and shame. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you're faced with something really scary or unknown, and you begin to feel unsafe in a situation, which usually causes us to resort to old behaviors, because the patterns get going, you feel it down here first. You feel it in the lower chakras, and it causes you to move. So your action comes from here. I don't know why, but this feels like really, really urgent. Oh man. And I just saw this. See how the Page of Spheres has that energy orb up here, the light, grounded, leading with the head. Page of Spheres. I'll have to read on that yet, because I'm having a hard time making the connection. This is going to be a long reading. I'm sorry. I think it has to do with all of everything that's going on right now. So let's move into higher self. I feel like we already know what these cards are trying to say at this point, but it is what it is. 223. Selenite is speaking of your responsibility to your purpose. It is time for you to take your responsibility and apply it to the new awareness you are beginning to embody. Selenite, above all other allies, creates resonance in our energy and body that initiates in us a time of renewed connection to the divine. Through your creations, body, speech, and emotions, Selenite will aid you in expressing the divine in each moment. Selenite may also be signaling a period of renewed connection to your higher self. The ability to move the energy of the divine through the vehicle of your physical body is an important part of being physical. Selenite is alerting to you that it is time to begin developing the physical vehicle you inhabit so that you can carry ever higher frequencies of energy onto the earth plane. You may need to change your diet, exercise habits, or other lifestyle choices which may be affecting your ability to carry high frequency energy through your physical being. Pay attention to the signals that you receive from your higher self. They will lead you to changes that are most beneficial to you at this time. If you are open to it, I would eat light. If possible, I would limit sugar. I know it's hard to cut it all out, but giving your digestive system a little bit of a break will help this be a little bit clearer. And when it speaks of your responsibility to your purpose, back when I was a little bit ago, when I was speaking about living from the lower chakras, allowing them to fuel your action, how you respond to what is going on around you. That's what that's speaking of. Okay, let's move on to initiation. 279. I want to know what's going on. 279. Oh God, that's the very last one. That's the very last card of the book. Is there a cycle coming to an end in your life? I just want to know. When Phoeniciate appears in your cards, you can be sure that an initiatory experience will soon follow. There may be a new guide coming into your life, or perhaps there is a rite of passage ahead that will be an opportunity for deep growth. Phoenicight is signaling you that the time of storm is approaching. You will be tested by the elements of your life, and you may be asked to sacrifice those things that are keeping you from moving forward. This ally signals the time of awakening, of changing from chrysalis to butterfly. Sitting, squatting, standing, flying. Wow. Oofda. I would maybe hold on to this video for a little while, and when things get hard, come back to it. It's up to you. You can no longer claim the ignorance of a child when answering for your creations. You are being asked to take responsibility as an adult for all that you are experiencing, and in doing so, acknowledge your own power to create the life you are destined for. Now is the time to invoke the energy of Phoenicight in preparation for your initiation into the new role that the universe has in store for you. I was just thinking of something and it slipped away. I've recently been seeing something about positive motivation and negative motivation. Now, everyone deals with this. Everyone deals with this. You know how sometimes we are in these repeating cycles of, okay, this is becoming unbearable. I need to make a move. So we make a move. And then this thing starts becoming unbearable. Okay, I need to make a move. That's kind of an example of negative reinforcement, when things become so uncomfortable and unbearable that you are forced to make a move. Almost like a tower moment. But the thing is that happens for a purpose, because each time that happens, you become more aware of what it is that you're supposed to be stepping toward. You become more aware of the fear that you're feeling. You become more aware of the thought patterns and beliefs and behaviors that you have. And eventually, it transforms into you having a desire to make the change without having to be pushed to the brink of things being absolutely unbearable, crumbling down at your feet. You become more conscious of what it is that you're trying to create in your life and how to do it, and which feelings to follow and which ones not to follow. Because a lot of times when we make that move from negative motivation, like I had spoken of, where like things come crashing down and it's just like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. That all happens from a place of fear, and it kind of creates the same situation. Another situation that you'll eventually have to abort mission on. So I want to ask you, whatever you're going through right now, in what ways does that look like another cycle that you've gone through? What feelings does that bring up for you? What thought processes? Because those thought processes that you go through each time you find yourself in a circumstance like this, that's what's keeping you trapped in this loop? How can you rise above those thought processes and see everything around you from more of a bird's eye view? When you take the time out to rise above the fear that you're feeling about the situation that you feel like you need to jump ship from, or you feel like it's falling apart or crumbling in front of you, when you rise above those emotions, what is pulling you? Because the reason that this thing is falling apart is because there's something else that's pulling you towards alignment, what is meant for you. You know, when we're in that place of gotta jump, everything's falling apart, need to get out of here. When we make a move from that place, sometimes we're not always ready to step into the thing that is aligned and meant for us. So we sidestep it. We step into another similar situation because it brings a sense of relief for the time being. It's safe for now. But in what ways are you when you are doing that, are you doing the same thing that you've done how many times before? And the only reason I'm having this talk with you is because the more self-awareness that you have when it comes to these situations, the more quickly you are to outgrow them and create the life that you want to have. See this pain as a gift. You're being asked to keep working hard. Don't let the pain and the fear and the guilt and the shame trick you into distracting yourself, into numbing yourself against what it is that you need to see. Because there's information in what is going on right now. It's telling you exactly where you need to go, but sometimes we're just too caught up in all of those difficult emotions to be able to see it. Be receptive to the elixir being brought your way. Be receptive to the new beginning that awareness brings to you. Don't lose sight of what it is that you're trying to do, no matter how hard this gets. I am begging you. Your future self is begging you. I don't know what peace looks like to you, but you're going to need something that grounds you back into you, that brings you back home. I don't know if you're somebody who likes to go for a jog or walk in nature. I don't know if you're somebody who likes yoga. I don't know if you're somebody who likes baking, cooking. Something that's going to help you keep your wits about you in this hard time. We need to continue reading because holy mac and cheese. I really got carried away on that. Stepping away. It is the first day of spring, and a very lucky witch might glimpse the great herald of the wildwood, the majestic stag, Sorella Carey's fleeting look is all she gets, and it is all she needs. Don't look too hard at the mechanics of wonder, or else you risk seeing right through it. Looking too hard at the mechanics of wonder is thinking about something too much and trying too hard to control how things work out. When the only thing that you have control over is how you choose to carry yourself through this time. I really hope this reading finds who can be receptive to it and needs it. A great part of magic's power comes from our need for it, not the control of it. Just as we can appreciate a bird's song best without caging it, Sorella is telling you that perhaps you are too close to something and need to step back in order to appreciate the whole. And the reason that we get too close to something and feel the need to control it is because it gets scary. It gets hard. But there are great things on the other side of that fear if you let it unfold. I don't know my alphabet still. I'm looking for eyes in the back of the book. There it is. Tiber takes a rest from chopping wood to greet a distant relative. His rustic lifestyle demands a high degree of independence, and he's prudently stored away all he'll need for winter. It's reassuring to know we can rely on others, but often we have to stand on our own 2 feet. Like Tiber, even if it's just to prove we can. There's great satisfaction in doing things yourself, so now is the time to take command of all those small details in your life. Keep track of them too, as good organization is a cornerstone of empowerment. Yeah, I think this is still asking you to stand tall. I think that's confirming everything that I've already said. Stand tall in what it is that you're trying to create. Keep working hard. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep a bird's eye view of what is going on around you and do your best to not let it move you from the lower chakras. Fear, guilt, and shame. I just noticed something. Yeah, my eye brought to it. I can't remember what kind of stones they're called, but you know those stones that end up having holes worn in them? It's a sign of good luck. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and, I want to read the gift for you. As children, we long to grow up, while as adults, we sometimes ask ourselves where the magic of childhood vanished to. But we can have both, childlike wonder and adult wisdom. Sarah St. Anthony's gift from the young Grifflet is a beautiful feather. Let it remind you that although the years roll on, so do too the wonders. All you need to do is remember how to see them, just as we did as children. If you can appreciate the sound of rain tapping against glass, or be captivated by bird song enough to stop whatever you're doing, then you reconnect with the magic of the ordinary. Finding beauty in the little things right now, it'll help keep you connected to your gratitude. It'll help keep your heart open. Okay. I'm really curious what's going on. Very curious. Use your skill and experience to improve your financial status and improve your security. Expertise, mastery, and craftsmanship. Using what you've learned over the years, over the past cycles. To make it through whatever it is that you're going through, but to make it through in one piece and without creating another similar situation for yourself. Hard and consistent work is what's needed to learn and grow and succeed. Then we had Four of Cups land on top of those cards when I did another shuffle to see if there was anything else. Find some time to meditate or at least rest. Your emotions need soothing. You know what? Nothing sounds better than binge watching some Bridgerton in my jammies wrapped up on the couch. I don't know why, but it made my mouth water. It doesn't make any sense. It just sounded really good. Maybe you need you some of that. Six of Wands. Victory and success are yours. Be sure to act with dignity. The Knight of Cups. Oh, Knight of Cups. Ding dong. Ding dong. The warrior carries a cup with an important elixir or cure to be delivered where it is needed, regardless of the challenges. This could also have to do with your part in the world, whatever it is that you're feeling called to do. I don't know if you might have something to offer the world. That could be the thing that you're being called to do, but you might be going through an incredibly difficult ending or being pushed toward doing it, and you're just overcome by fear and, old thought patterns, beliefs, and behaviors. But through working hard, taking time out to rest and care about yourself, to stay up here about what's going on rather than down here, acting from fear, you'll succeed. And you will be able to bring whatever it is that you're trying to create in this life forward. Page of Spheres. Experiment, try new activities until you find the one that fits your long-term goals. Practice and apprenticeship. A figure with a single sphere for a head uses the energy to light his way through the darkness. And I showed it to you once, but I'm going to show it to you again. And beneath that is the sun. What do you learn when you see things clearly? What do you learn when you see things not through the lens of fear, but through the lens of what you've already learned, through the lens of what you already know to be true about yourself, through the lens of what you want for yourself and what you're trying to create. All right, we're going to leave that here. That is an incredibly long reading. I apologize in advance. I'm really happy that you're here watching this. I'm grateful. And I'm wishing you the best. And I hope that anytime that you find yourself bumping it up against your old ways of thinking in situations like this, bumping up against your fear, feelings of unsafety, please watch this again. Because I want nothing more than for you to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. I want nothing more than to see you break a cycle that is no longer serving you. All right. Have a good night. My intentions are to get up in the morning and do a collective reading. We'll see how it goes. Good night.